Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today's video I'll be reviewing this. This is Transformers Earthrise War for Cybertron Megatron, and here he is in package WFC-E38. Here is the side of the box. Very cool box art. You can see the arc here, Voyager class, and the back of the box transforms in 21 steps. Now he is a retool of Siege Megatron, which honestly was a little disappointing. I was kind of hoping for a more unique mold for Earthrise for Megatron, like they did with Optimus Prime. But as many of you know, I'm being a completionist on this line, so I did pick him up. So let's get him out of the package. Here is Megatron out of the package. He comes with this map decoder. And let's take a look at the map. Location on his map says Cybertron. Comes with his instruction sheet. His sword, cannon, or I guess, yeah, some bladed weapon. Doesn't seem to be a sword because there's no handle for the sword, but it obviously becomes part of the tank here. And his fusion cannon. And Megatron himself. Well, let's put his fusion cannon on because he kind of seems incomplete without it. There you go. Now, as I said earlier, he is a retool of Siege Megatron, but shares probably like 95% of the transformation. The retooling is mostly surface area. You can see he does have the battle damage on the legs here, well, mainly on the tank mode. You can see as it wraps around parts of the tank, has that battle damage. A lot of battle damage here, actually a lot more than what I would care for. But yeah, definitely on the tank mode is where the battle damage is at. I like they have the D16, which is a throwback to his original designation in Japan, where he was Destron number 16. Yeah, a lot of battle damage here. You can see it's a different tone of battle damage. Like, this is more of a brownish metallic, and this is more gray, so I guess that's kind of cool. But let's bring in Siege Megatron for a little comparison before I do a full review. So here is Siege Megatron. Now this is the Netflix version with Toy Hacks decals on him, and probably my Megatron of choice for now because I really like what Toy Hacks did. But looking at them side by side, you can kind of see the differences. I mean, they are basically the same figure for most part in terms of transformation, but the surface detail and design on Earthrise is different in some areas. So you can see on the arms, they're exactly the same. The arm design on the front, at least. On the back, it's a different piece of plastic here because Siege Megatron has this part in its transformation. He doesn't have that, not needed. Just looking at the fusion cannons, they are two different type of fusion cannons. The Earthrise Megatron looks more like a Generation 1 fusion cannon than Siege, and you can see here, even the design is more Generation 1. The little surface details. Now, one thing that's kind of interesting is just looking at them side by side. I think Earthrise Megatron is better proportioned. If you look at the chest and the abdomen, the chest pretty much is exactly the same except for the detail here. That's a little different. But I think they made the abs a lot better proportioned than the Siege Megatron. I don't know, it could be a visual thing. Definitely a lot more narrow. And you can see the thighs are the same, the crotch area is different, and also transformation wise, like Siege Megatron has these tabs for transformation. Earthrise doesn't need them. And then going down to the legs, you can see Earthrise Megatron and Siege Megatron. Go this way. See the differences more. Still, I don't know. Part of me, you know, I got Earthrise Megatron mainly because I wanted to be a completionist for this trilogy. But I kind of like it. I might, you know, if Toy Hacks does something special, especially for the ab area, he might be my Megatron of choice. Right now, this one is, but we'll see. Let's take a look at the back. See how the design differences are. And if you look at the head sculpt, you can see two very different heads. Now, they're exactly the same size, so you can actually swap them. I actually swapped the heads a while back, and just to check it out. Now, there is some design differences. You can see they put a stopper here on this Megatron's head, so he can't flip all the way up, while this one can. You can't do that because there are little tabs here that prevent it from going any more, which is kind of cool. Nice little touch that they addressed the issue. Like, see how, I mean, he's a lot tighter than the original Megatron, Siege Megatron, but this one definitely locks in. Alright, let's put Siege Megatron away. Moving on to the articulation of the figure, it is on a ball for the head. You can see the ball right there. You can rotate 360, tilt up and down. The arm can rotate 360, has to clear the backpack a little bit. Lift at the shoulder, rotate 360 at the elbow, bend this much at the elbow. No wrist articulation, mainly due for the transformation, but it is what it is. For the waist, you can rotate 360, which is kind of cool. You can do the splits. It does have thigh rotation. You can kick this much, bend this much, and kick this far back, mainly because of his backpack's in the way. He does have ankle tilt as well. Not as tight as I like it to be, but I guess it's tight enough. And for some size comparisons, here he is next to Voyager Dirge, and here he is next to Deluxe Exhaust, and here he is next to Earthrise Optimus Prime, and here he is next to Generation 1 Megatron. Here is Earthrise Megatron in tank mode. I gotta say, a very cool looking tank mode. With the tank treads. Still, the top does look a bit more futuristic, but it is what it is. That's okay. It would have been nice if there was a little bit more done to the back. But from the side, it looks pretty cool. Wish there was paint apps though here. Wheels for the tracks, but definitely I think they went a little overboard on the battle damage in this area, the dark blackish area. Would have been nice if they put the Decepticon symbol here as well. They did it on one side. Again, looking forward to what Toy Hacks will do for this guy. Rolls well, the turret can spin 360. But that's pretty much it for the tank mode. See Megatron peeking on the bottom here. Now in Siege, they had a panel that kind of folded in to kind of block this. Would have been nice if they had something similar here. So for some size comparisons in vehicle mode, here he is next to Earthrise Starscream, another Voyager. And here he is next to Earthrise Wheeljack with Toy Hacks decals, and that is a deluxe class figure. Here's Megatron next to Earthrise Optimus Prime, who has the Toy Hacks sticker treatment and non-F production upgrades. And here he is next to Generation 1 Megatron. Okay, let's get Earthrise Megatron back into robot mode for my final thoughts. So my final thoughts on Earthrise Megatron. Overall, I think he's okay, and that's probably because I own so many versions of Siege Megatron with the G2, the cell shaded, the Netflix, and the original, that this retool of that figure is probably not necessary. And as many of you know, I'm really just trying to complete the War for Cybertron trilogy line, so mainly that's the reason why I got him. Now, if you're looking for a more Earth mode version of Megatron, this is a lot better choice than Siege because you have the tank treads. But a lot of things I have issue with. I think the battle damage is pretty heavy-handed. I don't like the tank turret gimmick. I actually prefer Siege Megatron's sword gimmick a lot better. I wish they did a lot more with it. It's nice that they fixed the head issue, so that's a plus in my book. The head, though, I don't know. The head is actually growing on me. When I first saw pictures of Earthrise Megatron's head and I compared it to Siege Megatron's head, I thought the Siege one was better, but the more I handle this figure, it's actually growing on me, and I think it's a bit better proportion than the Siege Megatron. And also the ab section. The ab section, I think, is also better proportion. I am very much looking forward to seeing what Toy Hacks will do with this guy. I think there's an opportunity for them to improve this guy a lot more, get him to the level where the Netflix version of Megatron is, for me at least. Anyway, that's it for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe. Follow us on social media and check out our Discord. Links in the description below.